Welcome to On the Green in the Open Dome studio. This is part 2 of printing a 2-layer stencil silkscreen using T-bar registration. The print station is ready, and the stencil as well. This is going to print our flat, layer 1, and my print station is on a piece of plexiglass. And so we're going to come in close and let you take a look at what I've done to set up for this first layer. All right, let's move in and take a closer look at this print station. In part 1, we prepared our paper with the T-bar, and we'll take a look at that again. There it is. There's our bar, and then on this side we've got the T. And what I did is, on this piece of mylar, I created here's the T side, and then I've got the bar side over here. Looks like I've got some ink on my hand there. And then let me show you how that works, and then we'll take a look at what I did for the actual screen. And so the way this works is you will take your T-bar side, which is this side right here, and you align that right, see that edge there? Right there. And I'll put my finger here, and I will rotate the print or the paper to align with this side right here, perfectly aligned there. Now, the Open Dome studio is windy, so I've got some tape to help hold down the paper, both from being blown away by the wind, and also printing to help the paper not stick to the screen itself. And so now with the screen, what I've done is I've put a guide down where the screen goes, because remember, the paper is now going to be positioned. Each of these 5 sheets will be positioned in the exact same spot, and I need the frame, the silkscreen frame, also to be positioned in the same spot every time. And I decided where I want that flat of color to go, and I put down some guides. Okay, so there's just 3 guides in this case here, and then these 2 up top here. Now, these guides up top, there is a piece of cardboard that is taped down, and that allows the screen to hit up against that. It's a stop and makes it really easy because we don't have a hinge here. There's nothing hinging the frame to keep it in the same spot every time, and so I'm using that as a stop, and it will allow me to drop the frame down onto the paper that's registered here and to print in basically the same spot every time. We're ready to print, and when I made these lines on my blue tape for the T-bar registration, I used a ruler, and I also used a Sharpie, really a super fine point. You could use a ballpoint pen. The main thing is you want to use something that's fairly thin, not a real fat line, mainly for accuracy. Okay, so here I'm going to line up the paper right to that edge. That's the T side. And then let's come over here and take a look at this side. And zoom in right here. Just take a close look right there, everybody. Do you see that line there? And I'm just pivoting on the T side and lining up with that bar right there. Okay, good. Now, I've got some pieces of tape prepared, and what we're going to do is just go ahead and secure the paper in place, again, to prevent it from blowing away with our wind today, and also to help it to not stick to this frame when we're printing. Okay, now, with the frame here, this is what I was talking about earlier. You can literally see it. It's going to hit, you can hear it. and I'm watching my guide there. That's the same place we're going to drop down every time. This is just kind of a safety to make sure something's not wrong. So I can come in and I can tap, hit against that edge, drop it down, and I know exactly where I am. All right, let's get some ink on this and let's print. I decided on a sky blue print for this flat, color for this flat. And so I'm just going to pour it down on this edge here. It's white ink with just a tiny little bit of blue. Wasn't much blue in there at all. You can keep that screen rotated, away so your ink doesn't tend to want to move into your print area. I have a print assistant today who's going to help me hold the screen down so that I can pull with two hands. Okay. Again, there's a graphic side and fabric. We want to print with the graphic side. Make sure that we are centered. Perfect. There's our flat. Now for the next layer, I do need to flood. So I'm going to flood the ink right back to the other side, like that. And we are now ready to position the next piece of paper down there and print it.